We're gonna make a delicious appetizer, and the best part is it's perfect for every single occasion.
It sure is. Here to show us how to make it is personal chef Bill Collins from chefbill.com. We are making potato knish.
Yes, a potato knish is actually so simple to make. People think it's kind of a complex thing, because really what it is, and so many cultures have a dish like this. Think of a calzone, which is just dough with a filling inside. Think of a steam bun or other things in Chinese food. Well, knish is very similar. You have a dough, a potato and a flour dough with a filling. Often it's a meat filling. In this case, it's a potato filling, and it's so simple to make and it's so easy. You're going to be shocked. And the great thing about it is you don't have to make individual ones. You can make it a portion size, and it makes a great appetizer for everybody.
And everyone's looking for a new appetizer. Veggies and dip are so 1991.
You know, that's it. That's it. That Ruffles and California onion dip, they're gone.
Oh. Now, Ashley was saying before the show started she's scared of this. She's a little intimidated by it. So, can she make one today?
Ashley's going to make one,
Perfect.
and you're going to just see how simple this is.
Okay.
The only actual cooking that's involved before we bake is I just sautéed some onions, and I caramelized them, and they don't take much effort. You put them in the pan, you sauté them around a little bit, and about 40 minutes later they're done. Don't need a lot of attention. And I just lied, because the second thing is I cook potatoes.
So
but that's two things. Boiled potatoes, and that's it.
But that's it.
And so the potatoes that I used are Yukon Golds. I usually don't use Yukon Golds, so they're kind of a mushier texture, but that's perfect for this dish. So what you do is you get your whole pile of potatoes, and you take a cup of it, and you set it aside. And that's going to be part of the dough. And the rest of it you mix up with the onions, a little salt, a little pepper, and then set that aside. So what I did was I already made the dough, and the dough is just a cup of potato, flour, a little oil, and that's it.
Really?
So no water or anything?
Actually, there is some water that went in there, not a ton.
Okay.
So, so all I do now is, you've seen me use this bench scraper all the time for gathering stuff. Well, this is actually what a bench scraper is meant for. It is for working with dough just like this. So, what we have here, I've actually set aside 3 portions here, and you just want to roll it into a ball.
Now, did you have to refrigerate this dough to get it ready?
No, actually, you mix it up, you knead it for a little bit, and which is really just kind of make sure everything all comes together, and let it sit for half an hour. It doesn't have to be refrigerated, and then you're good to go. So now, just kind of putting a little flour here, and you want to roll this, and here, if you'd like, you can do one too.
Yeah, let's get Ashley involved. Let's have some fun with this.
But what you do is you start out with a ball, and then you just roll it out to about 1/4 of an inch in thickness.
Okay. I don't have a rolling pin at home.
I just realized you don't have a rolling pin at home?
No, isn't that funny?
Oh, we'll have to make that a stocking stuffer for you.
Can I use something else that I can use to roll out my dough?
Not really. I mean, you can kind of pull it around like a fresh pizza dough, and you can.
Could you make it like pizza dough?
But that's going to be a lot more effort with inconsistent results.
That's true.
And this one is so much easier and faster. But
okay.
So here, if you'd like to take over the rolling pin.
Sure.
Now, knish, it's not just potato. You can put so many different things inside a knish.
Oh, it is. I mean, a lot of people are just familiar with knishes as a meat filling, and a lot of people also, especially if you go to some restaurants, they will have the knish with a sauce on the side.
Really?
And yeah, I know. I was surprised the first time I saw that. And,
like a marinara sauce?
Well, usually it's a brownish kind of sauce.
A mushroom gravy?
Actually, it's like pop quiz. What gravy would you put with the knish? And I know it's still foreign to me, but it's a brownish kind of gravy.
Okay.
But I think knishes stand up on their own. And so you want to make it kind of oblongish, but it can really be any shape you want.
Good, because this is funky.
It's very funky. That's the great thing about a knish. There are no knish standards.
Good.
So now, what you want to do when you have it, the thickness that you want, about 1/4 of an inch thick.
I'm loving this.
But you can also do, we're making big knishes, and I'll show you why in a moment, but you can also make individual ones, because that's what people really are used to seeing. But I'm going to point out in a moment the advantage of doing a one whole big knish. Now what you want to do is you want to fill up the potato filling right up the middle. And let me show you, starting with this one.
And there's no cheese in this.
There's no cheese.
But you could put some in if you wanted to.
Yes, you could. I hadn't thought about cheese in there, but absolutely. Oh, you can fill it with anything.
Anything?
Oh, just about.
Dessert knishes are going to be the next big thing.
Well, you know, that's a great idea.
Well, you think about it.
What would you put in your dessert knish?
I would make some strawberry puree and put it in there.
Oh, that's
Or
a clever.
apples.
That's a clever idea. And so, and that, anyway, then you've got. You're going to call it a knish shortcake.
The knish. Exactly.
That's it. So, what you want to do, as much as you want, because you're going to have to fold everything over.
Okay.
And so, whatever amount you're comfortable with.
All right. I mean, should I use all of it?
Sure. Why
Okay.
not?
This is going to be a beefy
That's going to be a heck of a. That's going to be one heck of a knish. Because
potato-y,
there
I
is no
guess.
wrong way of doing a knish.
Oh, good to know. You know who you're working with, Bill?
Yeah, you are the culinary
person that
expert, and we are going to get you a rolling pin. So
Good.
now just fold the edges over like that,
Oh, tuck it in.
and then fold it over. So you're really kind of making
It's a burrito.
yes, or you can call it a soft pocket, which I would never do. But and then if you want, you can round out the edges. You can make it any way that you want. Now what I've done, I've got a pan here. I've just put a little Pam spray in the bottom just to keep it from sticking. That is a perfect knish.
Oh, thank you.
Well
I learned
done.
from the best.
Oh, thank you.
And now we do a little egg wash.
A little egg wash. All I do is mix up an egg and I put some some water into it and just do the whole thing. That's going to help with browning.
And then we put it in the oven at what temperature and for how long?
425 for about 25 minutes or so. What's going to tell you, you can actually put a little bit more on that if you
Okay.
want. But what's going to tell you that it's done is how it's going to turn out, how it's going to look.
And that right there is our done one.
I happen to have one right here. And so now this is what's great about it, because if you were to make individual knishes just as an appetizer, it might be a lot to eat. Whereas this way, you can do slices, and people can take the exact amount that they want. And another great thing about knishes is you can also make this with a gluten-free flour.
Oh.
And so that also makes it. I'm going to cut these in half because these are still pretty warm. These just came right out of the oven.
Yeah, they did.
And so they're just so flavorful. You've got the onion flavor in there, which really carries it. If you do this without the onion, then it's just kind of a potato
Kinda
thing
flat.
without as much flavor. Now, you bite what? This is going to be a little bit warm, so try
No
not to-
problem. I'm going to dig right in. Chef Bill, thank you for the
Yeah.
recipe.
Thank you.
I'm a big knish fan now.
Well, that's why we're
Very
here.
good.
I'm going to make one.
And you can tune in next week for even more chef secrets with Chef Bill. And for a copy of this recipe, just head to mymassappeal.com later today.